Listen, and I'm probably going to have the zoom in effect on my face. I've been trying to record for the past week and keep hitting speed bumps. If this doesn't work, I am retiring. I see the little microphone bar moving, which means it's picking up my mic. So you're working. I see a video, which means my screen is working. I see the little record red symbol with numbers going up. So you're recording. Look at me. If you do not work, I will. So, what's up, guys? Superhero Sam here. It's new comic book day, and got a good stack. Not a big stack like most people have, but I got what I like. And before I start, I have to tell a funny story. So I go to the collective. That's my main LCS. I go there to pick up my pulls, and then I'll just shop around and pick something up. And me and the owner were talking. He's checking me out, and he takes my stamp card, stamps it, hands it back, puts my comics in the bag, puts the receipt in the bag. Say, have a good one. Hopefully I'll see you Saturday for our sidewalk sale. And other than that, our normal departure greetings, I guess. And I leave, get in my car, back out, drive off. Something didn't feel right. So I realized, well, something is not right. Something is wrong. And then I realized I never paid him. So I turn around and I kind of like park in the park spot in front of the store. I walk in and he's like, "What'd you forget?" And I just looked at him and I said, "Hey, you." And he's like, "What?" He's like, "There's no way I gave you a receipt." And I said, I asked myself the same question too. How did I get a receipt and didn't pay? So he looked and he's like, "Yeah, I don't see the transaction." I'm like, "Yeah, I didn't get a notification that I paid or anything with my cards either." So ran it. So that was kind of humorous because we both realized that, how easy it is to get just lost in conversation. But you didn't come here for that story, so you probably just double tapping your screen if you're on the phone, just skip ahead. And you're here for some comic books. So without further ado, first off, we have Shadow Cabinet. I had no clue this was coming out because I've been doing a bad job at looking at what's been coming out. Milestone Universe. I don't know who this is. I want to say and it's bent. Jeez. I know who this is, but I can't remember her name. Rocket. Yeah, I want to say this is Rocket. I'm going to confidently say this is Rocket. So I have no clue what this is about. So this is going to be a new read. This is issue 104. So really looking forward to this. Milestone is very seldom that they drop stuff, but when they do drop it, I do pick it up because that's the, kind of like the Static Shock universe. And you see Anansi. You probably saw him in the show. He's supposed to be like the guy who gave all the Spider-Men their powers. So this is going to be a fun read. Next up, this is more so a variant pickup. Although I said I wouldn't do it. This is Power Rangers Prime issue 1. This is one of the variant covers. One of the ones that I actually liked. There were others, but they just like one was like the blank cover, and then another one was the Red Samurai Ranger fighting putties, but those didn't look that great to me. So pick this one up. Classic. House of Slaughter. House of Slaughter is definitely on that back shelf there. I am behind on this. I don't know how far, but when I get to it, I'll get to it. So we'll see what happens there. Honestly, I may have to refresh myself because like I know what happens, but I don't know the timeline. So I might say something that happened and you might be like, "Man, that was an issue 2." So honestly, I'm not really excited to read this anymore. So I might just drop this and not even like pick it back up. There was honestly, I read the story just to try something new, and honestly, the story doesn't grab me enough to like even be excited for it. So I may just drop this and just call it a loss. Not really interested in it. Even the books that I did read, like I just read because I was just reading it. So yeah, House of Slaughter might be coming off the list. Wolverine issue 3, Hunted by Department H. So anytime I get a Wolverine book, I have to like shift through it to make sure I'm not confusing the Wolverine books with the Revenge books. So we have Wolverine with I forgot the thing's name. a Wendigo. So he found a Wendigo that isn't acting like a typical Wendigo. So he's helping them try to get to safety. And that's pretty much where like issue 1 and 2, well, issue 2 left off. And you also have the cyber guy who has gold. I don't want to call it gold adamantium because it's not, because it called adamantium false metal. So you got that going too. It's a decent read. I mean, it's only issue 3, so there's a lot more that needs to be said and done before it really pops off. But there's a lot of action going on though. Good stuff. Ultimate Spider-Man 11. And I know every time I pick up a book, it seems like these stories come out like once a freaking month. Seems like it feels like we're waiting forever. So I gotta like shift through it just to make sure like where I think we left off at is where we really left off at. And once again, the story is great. It's just doing a lot of progressing. That's really all that's going on right now, and enjoying it. Really, really enjoying it. And I'm saying that solely because I high key do not remember issue 10 at all. As I read, I remember, but to remember off the top of my head is just a blur right now. But I can confidently say it is great. It is a good read. Something different than the usual Spider-Man stuff. Of course, it's the Ultimate Universe. Predator versus Black Panther issue 4. This story has been amazing. Wakanda's back is against the wall. Now they're at a point now where they're actually starting to fight back, and it's good. So I'm really looking forward to like the conclusion. I'm already looking forward to the conclusion because we all know predators are just lethal and don't stop. We know Black Panther is going to go ham for Wakanda. So what is the conclusion going to be? And that's really my main focus now. This because we know what predators can do. We know what Black Panther is capable of. I hope they didn't pull a page from the Ultimate where they had Hulk holding Iron Man's helmet. Hope this doesn't speak to that like they did with that one. If you didn't read it, spoiler alert. But yes, we know what they're both capable of. So who's going to come out on top? I hope it's not really one of those dumb truce type things. I hope there is like a definitive winner, which we already know who would win. Even if we don't know who will win, we know who they're going to make. So, yeah, good stuff. We have Rat City issue 8, another book I'm about to just sit here and shift through just to make sure I ain't going crazy with where I left off with the story. I should probably just start taking notes and then read them off before I start making videos. That'd be a whole lot more organized than me trying to remember and then just saying it's a good book because eventually that's going to get old quick. See how self aware I am? Self aware. But Rat City has been good. A lot of dialogue with minimal action, with the action coming mainly from the antagonist. But we do got, futuristic Spawn here popping off every once in a while. And when he does, he does. That cover is nice. It's a beautiful cover. But like I said, when it comes to Power Rangers and Spawn, I'm very biased. So very rarely you'll, like I did with Ranger Academy. Probably like the first time I said like a Power Ranger book really wasn't all that great. Uh Rat City is good. Like I said, it's just a lot of dialogue going on, like a lot of, I mean, issue 8, and we're still trying to figure out what's going on. So if I did have to say anything bad, I will say that. Issue 8, and we're still like getting, hey, this is what's going on. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? We're still getting that a lot. The Power Fantasy, issue 4, that I also need to make notes of so I can remember. But this is crazy though. This book is insane because there's a lot of planetary dangers, a lot of not heroes, a lot of supers with planetary just power, planetary destruction power, and trying to keep them all at bay is getting crazy. And not to mention like Intene, I can't pronounce his name. The guy that can pretty much read everybody's mind in the entire world. He's wanted. They're trying to hunt him down. And then you got an angel who just this book is crazy. But yeah, and yeah, so what I'm gonna do, I'm definitely gonna start making because these books don't come out in a close enough thing for me to remember. And plus, with everything that I'm reading, I really don't remember it until I read it. I really don't have time to like power read like that and then make a new comic book day video. So once again, power fantasy is good. Synopsis: what happens when you have people with planetary destructive powers just roaming the world, and any little thing that ticks them off, they're liable to just take the world down. And when I say the world, Earth. So what do you do? So a lot of them work together to keep each other at bay. A lot of them are like, "Hey, this is what's going on. If you don't help me fix it, I'm gonna do this to Earth." And then, in which case, like I think episode issue 1 or 2, the mind reader, whose name I can't pronounce, I just tried. He actually like just mind wiped a lot of people and dropped them. For the sake of what's his name? Gravity. I think his name was Gravity or something like that, or Boulder. I can't remember. Oh, my memory is bad. For the sake of all that, pretty much. Uh, yeah, good book. The Pedestrian. So I heard from a buddy in a Discord group that I'm in that he actually talks to the writer of this, and this may be the last issue, depending on how sales are. This is really, really an interesting book, a good book. Like, it's not your typical hero and villain. This is like, this guy right here literally saves people, but does it as a civil citizen. So if there's a mugger and the mugger jaywalks, he will not jaywalk. He's going to wait for the walk sign and then continue the chase. But he always catches who he's after. And you have the antagonists who are pretty much the opposite. You know, the people who would jaywalk, the people who will run a red light, and they're just trying to stop him and he's trying to stop them. It's very interesting. I would definitely say if you want something different to read, this is good. It's straight to the point. By issue 2, you know what's going on and why. So at this point, it's just a continuing story. You really want to know who he is and what's his purpose and how he can do what he does. And last but not least, and this book wasn't even last on purpose, it just happened to be on the bottom. The most anticipated book for New Comic Book Day. I'm pretty sure you're going to see videos with everybody talking about it. You have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover with Naruto. Again, I don't know anything about the inside of these pages, but I am really, really looking forward to reading this. You have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with Naruto, one of the big three, who's a ninja. So what more? I mean, what more can really happen? I mean, of course they're probably going to save the Leaf Village at in this. I just saw a glimpse of Kakashi, so who knows what's about to happen in this book? There's not really much I can say because I just turned a blind eye to it. I said I will read it when I get it, and it's that. So I'm going to read this. I'll probably do like a quick review on like YouTube Reels or something or TikTok. But yeah, those are my pickups. Let me know what you guys got. Let me know what your anticipated book of the day was. And yeah, let's talk about it. So, with that being said, I apologize for all the I don't knows. I will get better. As I read those books, I am gonna make footnotes. Just so, or I'm just gonna like just change up what I say about the book. Just that way, when the next week comes, I have a better voice. Because I am very forgetful. So I will read a comic book, and it's not that I forgot it. It's just that if I don't have something to like jog the memory again, I'm just at a loss. So the fact that we didn't, some of those books are like bi-weekly, not even bi-weekly, they're like monthly. It's like it's easy to forget, especially when you're reading other stuff. So if you made it this far, thank you. Things will get better. Just bear with me. My main thing is to be just as authentic as possible. And I'm looking directly at my computer screen when I should be looking up here, trying to be as authentic as possible, but trying to be more entertaining. I know I'm very monotone. That's just who I am. I'm not really that loud and hey guys, one, I live in an apartment. Two, I have a kid, so I kind of keep things to a minimal. And yeah, if you just give me a like, share, Uh, just try to relate to me. With that being said, Super Heavy Sam.